Hey everyone, it's Kai from Kool Collectibles back again for another review. This time it's the 1/6 scale speeder bike by Sideshow Collectibles. For all your 1/6 scale figures and more, click the link in the description below to head on over to Sideshow Collectibles. They ship worldwide, so definitely check them out. Alright, just a quick look at the packaging. So you get the stock standard black and grey sort of style for Star Wars, with a nice picture of the bike all set up on its stand there. And I did get the exclusive version from Sideshow, and it's pretty much the same picture on the back, so nothing additional there. Right, so it does come in all disassembled, as you can see down here. So all the various parts I've just laid out ready for the assembly. So I'll just quickly go through each of the parts. For the exclusive version, it comes with this plaque for the speeder bike. So Aratech 74Z. I have no idea, but a nice little display piece. Comes with this little stand, and you just slot it in there like so, I think. And there you have a little plaque for the bike. So not too bad an exclusive. Thankfully it does come with a set of instructions. Now, going by Sideshow Freaks, a user by the name of Rubio95, who's done some pretty awesome photos and posted them on the Sideshow Freaks forum. He put this together, and a few of his notes indicate that do not start at step 1. So if you can see my instructions, Sideshow sort of blurred the crap out of it. But putting that aside, he was saying do not start at step 1, actually start at step 7, which is putting on the footstools or the pedals, and then going to step 11, and then step 11 is here, these little things on the center console, I think, and then step 12 being putting on the handlebars. Now all of that doesn't seem too tricky, but I'll have a play around while I do the assembly. I'm not going to do it on camera because it does look pretty fiddly and I don't want to snap anything, but I'll just go through everything that you do get in the package. So you do get the main body of the bike itself. So I won't go too much into the detail because I'll try and do that once the bike is complete. But it does have some pretty nice weathering and scorch marks and so on, and the detailing down the bottom is also quite nicely done. So everything is nicely painted and weathered, and I do like that these are sort of softish, what do they call it, cables and so on. And these are sort of elastic as well, so I think these all sort of connect together somehow with some of the other parts. So we'll see how that all hangs together in a second. So that's the main body. I think this is the undercarriage, which sits above like that, underneath the bike or something along those lines. It comes with the front part with the weapons at the front here. It does have these couple of flaps as well that somehow connect to the front here. I think looking a little bit like so, or something like that, something along those lines. So we'll get to that in a second. But I do like the detail in all of these little gears and so on. I thought they might be movable, but they don't seem to be. All of these joints and so on would move if there was a bit of give, but I don't think there's any sort of give in any of this, and I don't want to try and force anything to try and make that move. So just be careful. They all do look fairly delicate, and I did think that these were metal to start off with, but they are plastic, I think. So nothing metallic in any of this that I can see on closer inspection, but the detailing and the weathering again is pretty nice. So that's the front part of the bike. The pedals are here as well, and these are pretty delicate, so these bits are the same sort of soft plastic, and you can see that these are on a little bit of a hinge, and they do have a little bit of a give, as you would if you're trying to accelerate and so on. So a nice bit of detailing there, and the paint application on the the sort of dirt wash and so on is pretty nice as well. So I'll be putting that on in a second. These handlebars feel very delicate. So this is one side. So I'm not sure, they all seem sort of warped, but I'm not sure if they all just sort of fit in there somehow. So I'm not sure if it's damaged and bent out of shape, or if that's just the way it's intended, because I'm assuming the handlebars are straight like that. So hopefully that's all the way it's meant to be. And this bit is sort of on a hinge and is flexible, so I'm assuming that connects to the body of the bike somehow. And similarly for these hoses, connect somewhere as well. So you get two of these handlebars, like you can see there. And again, pretty nicely painted. You also get the little gun, I think that fits on the bottom of the bike, that sort of spins around and shoots. And I think that's pretty much, I think I recall that in the movie. So there's that piece. There's all of these little center console pieces, I think, that come in a little baggie. So I think you just insert those into the holes at the front and so on. So these are all the little levers, I think. It might be that you know, these are the center switch or whatever it is that they talk about in the movie. Comes with the nice blanket at the back, which is nicely sort of painted and weathered, and you can sort of fold it out, but I won't bother trying to unfold it all. It'll probably just sit like that on the back of the bike. And last of all, it comes with all of these rock pieces and so on that make up the base. So there's a nice bit of moss sort of colouring on the rock and so on, so they're pretty nicely moulded and sculpted. So you get this piece that looks more a bit like wood, so that's not too bad as well. And an additional piece here which is just a bit of rock, and the main piece which is this, so you can separate them and have just the black base, or you just insert it in the slot like so and have it with that look, which does look pretty cool. I'm not quite sure how all of these attach on quite yet, but I'll get to that once I put everything together. And this is the only sort of metal piece that I can find in the set, and that piece there too perhaps, but this is part of the stand that holds the bike up, and this is the little adjustment that can make him posable. So I'll try and get everything set up and walk you through it if I can, but I'll do that off camera for the most part, and get back to you guys on what it looks like halfway through. Hold on a second. Alright, so the start is pretty straightforward. You just put the metal curved rod with the long end, I think, into the base, and then you put that plastic support into the slot on the top, and the bike pretty much just sits on that. They do mention something about making sure these are parallel to the curve of the bike, of the rod here. I'm not sure if that's what they mean, but that's the way I've set it up so far, so we'll see how we go. Alright, so I can see why Rubio 95 indicated to start at step 7, because the preceding steps to that add the front attachment and also the base, and connects up a few of these things. But then when you get to step 7 and you're trying to put the pedals into this slot here, having all of that other crap in the way will really make it difficult to do that. So I can understand why he wanted to do that first, because putting this slot into that gap there seemingly is easy, but the slot is just not wide enough on this side. So I'm just probably going to have to get some sort of screwdriver or something and see if I can pry that apart to just give a bit more clearance to put this slot in, because at the moment it just will not go in. So I'll try and do that off camera. Hold on. Alright, so I just got a little thin screwdriver and just tried to carve a little bit out of that plastic. You didn't need to do too much, just enough for that to slot in, and it should sit pretty flush like that. Alright, the next thing I did was to put these little knobs on. So like I was showing before in the little baggie, it comes with 5 of these little levers, and they all have half a moon-shaped key at the bottom, and you slot them into the corresponding shape in the body here, and they are quite fiddly to put in, and you can never really tell if they're pushed in all the way or not. I think I've got them in as far as I can without trying to push any more and breaking or snapping them. They don't provide any spares, so be very careful when you put them in. And I think they're all sort of angled to go in different directions so they don't clash with each other, but definitely be careful and not try and push too far in, otherwise you might snap them, so just be careful of that. Alright, so I've just put the handlebars on, and they were a pain in the ass in and of themselves, and again, no matter if it's Sideshow or Hasbro, they can't seem to get the damn handlebars straight, which is beyond me at this sort of price range. I don't know why they couldn't do that, but the instructions tell you to put this section in first. And if you just have a look here underneath, you can see the black tabs where they slot in, and that was very difficult to put in. I had to resort to the boiling water trick to try and soften it up and squeeze them in, and they did finally go in. But I'm not sure if that's exactly the way they're meant to be. There is a little bit of a gap at the bottom there. I'm not sure if they're meant to sit a bit further out and angle out a bit more, but both of them seem sort of symmetrical. There is a bit of give to them, and these being on these little flexible wires, they do have a bit of play as well in there for posability, but no matter what you do here, that one just doesn't want to sit straight. So I'm not sure if it's just mine or if they're all sort of like that, but I find that a little annoying, to be honest. So I'm not sure if that's just a bit of hot water or something that will fix that and get them to sit at least trying to sit straight, but that just doesn't look very good to me, so I'm a bit disappointed with that. Right, I wanted to reverse this and show you guys, but it seems to be pretty locked in place now. So essentially there's a little rectangular slot on the chassis, and you just slide this in, and that was probably the easiest step so far, to slide this front part in, and that pretty much completes the main body, I think. The next part, I think, is just putting this undercarriage on, so I'll just get onto that. Alright, so I've just put on this undercarriage protective cover. So the 3 wires that you saw before with a little rectangular thing, it just tabs on to a couple of prongs in here, and then there's a slot with a peg, almost like a rectangular peg, that you then just push in. And once it's in, I again tried, and you just, I don't want to force it, I just can't pull it back out again to show you guys, but it looks like it's pretty fixed firmly in place, like so. So that pretty much completes the main body, I think. Alright, the next step is to just insert the blaster cannon in through the hole there, and just let that rest in that this pipe in that hole there. It doesn't seem to line up too well with the hole that was in this base protection plate. You can sort of see a gap towards this end, but I guess that's underneath and out of the way, so I'm not going to be too worried about that. The next part is putting the canvas cover onto the back of the bike. Hold on a second. Alright, the rear is pretty nicely done, I thought. So they have these straps at the back here that you just put underneath, and I think they go through these little slots here at the back to give it a tight fit. I think that's what they're there for, and they just come around and you just clip them into the pegs there. So, and they are metal, which is nice. So I like that Sideshow's using metal pegs rather than the plastic ones that Hot Toys uses, and it does look pretty damn good at the back here. So liking that. Attaching the bike to the stand is pretty straightforward as well. You just insert the other end of the support into the slot, and it sort of aligns in the little grooves there that you can sort of see, and it feels fairly stable. It doesn't have any sort of up and down tilt, but it does tilt from side to side, as you can see there, and you can adjust these little screws there, I think, just to make that a bit of a tighter fit. But it does look pretty cool like that on its base. So just give you a bit of a span there. So I'll just finish off the assembly now. Just hold on. The next step in the instructions, step 9, says to put this terrain, I think what they call the terrain sensor, but mine already came pre-assembled with that plugged in, so I'm not sure if everyone's like that, but mine already had it, so I didn't have to do that step. So on to the next bit. Right, the next part is putting these steering vanes on, and what you have to do is just fold out this part and this part so they're sticking perpendicular out like that, and inserting them into that slot in there and that slot up there. So I'll just do that. Alright, so I've put these little flaps on, and I am quite annoyed by them, to be honest. You can just pretty much take them off. So as you can see, you have the little slot there and this little slot here, and you just put them in. And these, I thought these little parts here were movable, but they seem fixed in place. So I'm not going to try and move them and snap that off. But because of their orientation, when you slot that in, that slot there, if I can get it in, and then slot that in. And this side's not too bad. It sort of sits fairly straight. Although I would have preferred it if it angled up a little bit more like so. But on the left side, it's much worse. And you can sort of see it angles down, and no matter how much I move or adjust the little slots, I can't get that to sit, or at least the same as the other one. So I would prefer it if I could move that a little bit, but at the moment it's sort of stuck in that angled down position because I can't move this. If this could sort of move in slightly, and then it would be able to have that pretty much straight up like so. So let me know if these can move on yours, because mine certainly seem to be pretty glued in place, and I do hate that the front here just doesn't look symmetrical, which is a little annoying. It might just be my OCD, but I thought that was the intent of those things, to be symmetrical anyway. So on to the last bit, which is just putting up the base components. Alright, I'm actually finding this base a little more difficult to put together than I thought it was going to be. I think you just slide that over like so, easily enough, but a few of these pieces are a little bit hard to work out. I think that piece no, I think this piece here goes there like so. This little piece here with that sort of squarish peg fits in at the back like so. Now this piece has confused the crap out of me, and I think it sort of sits in that slot in there like so, something like that. And then this piece I think just sort of sits there. So I don't know if they're all sort of meant to fit in nice and tight, or just sort of lay on top like that, but that's pretty much the best that I can get it. If I can just take this off again, there are some grooves that you can sort of see along here where I think they're meant to sort of sit together, and then that one perhaps just sort of sits in there like so. So not the best of fits, to be honest, but good enough. Because yeah, with that in place like that, I'm not sure where this is supposed to go, because it definitely doesn't fit in there properly. But anyway, you get the idea. So I'll just give you my final thoughts. Hold on. Alright, so here is the completed speeder bike, and I gotta say, overall there's probably a few more things I'm annoyed about than I am impressed about with this speeder bike. I'm not as impressed and happy with it as I thought I was going to be, especially at this price point. Starting with the base, all of these pieces just do not sit and fit well for me. The Hoth and the other sort of diorama bases that they've had in the past fit better. These two pieces are okay, but the trunk here and this piece of rock here certainly do not. And I do prefer it looking in that direction, at least with the bike looking at the front. The other things that annoy me are the lack of being able to articulate this to keep it straight. So I'm not sure what I can do about that. I might post something up on some of the groups and the forums to see if anyone's got any ideas, because having them sort of out of alignment really does sort of annoy the crap out of me. This side's not too bad, and of course the other annoyment is the handlebars themselves that just do not sit straight. I don't know what it is about it. I mean, you can sort of articulate these, but don't stretch it out too far in case you snap these little pipes here, or levers. So this one here isn't too bad, but I don't know, for the price point I was expecting something much better than that. The little levers in the middle here weren't too bad to put in, but you just need to be very careful. I guess the best part is probably the blanket at the back here, which is quite nice, and I do like the straps. And you do have some of these thrusters at the back here that you can lift up. So I'll just show you that. I'm not sure how far they go up. And so you see some of the mechanisms under there. So a nice little feature there. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Overall, I'm still a little bit disappointed in this. I probably won't pose up the Scout Trooper on the bike tonight. I'll try and do that tomorrow, and maybe post up another video, or just post some photos on the website and the Facebook page. So stay tuned for that. So that's pretty much it. Overall, not as happy as I thought I would be. Hopefully I'll revisit tomorrow and see how I go. But hope you guys like that look at the speeder bike and how to put it together. It is a little bit tricky and cumbersome, so take your time and be patient, just in case you snap it or break anything. So I hope you can click that subscribe button. Stay tuned. I've got a whole bunch of other 1/6 scale figures to come, and Masterpiece Transformers as well, so hopefully you can stick around for that. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.